Hello, everyone. I'm with John Kirkwood, and today we are going to have a conversation about web accessibility. Very interesting topic. Also, an interesting time to talk about this. First, John, hi.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, we are in lockdown, but
Yes,
it's
that we are.
okay, a great time to talk about this actually. And I'm looking at the list of questions in front of me. Um, and I would like you to give the audience understanding what is web accessibility, why is it important, and how does it relate to the customers?
Okay, web accessibility is something quite simply termed to make the internet accessible to people with disabilities. So web accessibility concerns the matters of making information available to someone that might not be able to see or might not be able to hear or might not have the cognitive capabilities to understand how the information is laid out in front of them. So it comes in a variety of different iterations, but web accessibility is uh, the foundation is created by web standards that are brought by the W3C and allows everyone to, no matter what your website is, to build your website to a standard that makes it accessible for all.
John, please share with the audience what is exciting projects that you're working on, and also the next question would be the trends that you're seeing that get you very excited.
Yeah, the exciting stuff that I'm working on and working with others on concerns making the internet accessible to people of neurodiverse thinking styles, not only from the aspect of um, having access to information that might not be available due to a visual disability or inability to hear information. Well, what happens when you might have it visually available to you, but you don't visually understand it? How do you put information together in a way that you are making it available to the most neurodiverse communities throughout the world, so your own thinking styles don't block you from getting to information that you need? One of the ways that that's being done is through the W3C, the Cognitive Accessibility Task Force, which I am on, and working with groups to create standards that allow people to get to information despite the fact that they might not have the memory capabilities to understand 7 steps into a process, where you are, how to get back to it. What about in the aging community if you're now forced to use a website to do your banking because there aren't any bank tellers around for you? That information needs to be, it's your money. You need to be able to use it and to get to it. And how do you ensure that the technology is not putting up a barrier to you so that you can't even get to what you've worked your life for?
John, some interesting conversation we had earlier is about how confusing this period is all for everyone. The information overload, the crazy data information, and whether it's fake news, whether it's propaganda, and
Yep.
and then on top of that, the COVID-19, even the CDC, right? Because everybody do not really know what the virus is about. All this research data, when you look at it, you almost need to be like a scientist, right? To
Yep.
decipher what's going on. And also, so this is interesting, right? Like how do you
Mm-hmm.
think that web accessibility can help in this?
Absolutely. That's a good question. And I think about that a lot. And we're we're at a time where, as you said, we're getting information and noise really from lots of different sources. And where are the sources that you can trust, and where are the ones that you don't feel you can trust, or just to know who is the author of this information. That is something that as standards move on, and as web accessibility standards move on, that is something that needs to be addressed so that people feel safe in this ecosystem. They feel safe that they're getting information from the sources that they know are the sources that they want, and that they're not being scammed by things and taken advantage of by things. And that's something that as things progress with cognitive accessibility and standards for the internet, we need to create these in order to allow people to surface that information and make it accessible to them, so they don't get confused or they don't get scammed into things.
Right. This is an interesting topic. In fact, all of us are like in some way very handicapped in really understanding and filtering all this information. So this is a great teaser to your presentation, and I think that you also, just like we were talking, what you will be presenting to our community, and I can't wait to see your presentation. So everybody join us at the next podcast about John Kirkwood's presentation on web accessibility and the customer experience. John, do you want to make any final, last statement before we end?
Just think about, with anything that you put online, think about the community of people that might not be able to see your information. Quite simply, just do an alt tag for an image. If you're tweeting out a picture, put a little description of it. That'll help out a lot. It'll help out people with visual disabilities. And by the way, your search engine optimization goes up too, but not talking about that. It's good for all.
Great insights. Great. Thank you. I can't wait to see your presentation. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Bye.